Thanks for coming today to my Sacral Plexus Chakra flow. Sacral plexus, also known as Svadhisthana, or to mean one's own place. So ultimately, the sacral plexus, one of my favorites, it's a very, very exciting chakra. There's so much happening there. There's so much stored there. So this can be a really, really deep, beautiful practice. I know just the other day I was practicing my own private sacral plexus flow, and it was just a really deep, beautiful experience for me. It brought a lot of things forth, and that's what the sacral plexus is really there to remind us. So you have probably heard in a hatha yoga class before that a lot of our past trauma and past negative experiences are held in our hips, where our sacral plexus is. So on the previous video, I talked about the root chakra, and it is the pelvic bowl, but more so our base, our perineum, our connection to the earth when we're seated, the base of our trunk. And the sacral plexus is more kind of almost, if you have female organs, kind of where the womb is, where your uterus is, if you have female organs. If you have male organs, kind of where your bladder is. So ultimately in everyone, kind of where your bladder is. So right here, almost at your Uddiyana Bandha, this muscle group here below your belly button that supports your lumbar spine. And ultimately, the sacral plexus is dense energy. So things that come in, thoughts that come into our mind that are dense, so low vibration. So I want you to think guilt especially is stored here in the sacral plexus, but fear, shame, blame, like I said, past traumas, things like that, kind of sink low in the body. They have like a greater gravitational pull, if you will, if you can imagine that. So ultimately, these heavy things in our past and in our lives that we're still carrying with us, we may not even realize, can be stored in our sacral plexus chakra. So this flow is just so important. It's so healing, maybe not right all at once, but over time it can really, really be beneficial to surrender and let things go that you no longer need or no longer serving you. The sacral plexus, when it is healthy and functioning and not being weighed down by all of these low vibrational energies, it is a place of creativity. Think of it as like a right brain center. So all the way down here, right? So creativity, passion, desire, pleasure, all of these things, your wants, what you see for your future, what, your ideas and what gets you excited, and all these things can, a healthy sacral plexus chakra can help bring forward and help you find the energy to bring that into fruition. And where in the root chakra, we thought of the grounding energy, the energy of creating safety, of knowing that the earth is here supporting us, that the universe supports us, and that we support us. Now moving up into the sacral plexus chakra, we're recalling here that the sacral plexus is the element of water. So water is flowing, it's always doing its thing, right? So now moving up into the sacral plexus, we see that we are supported, we are safe once we're grounded in our root chakra, and we'll always come back to our ground. And you can always do that. And after we've created this safety in the ground and we know we're supported, now we can expand, now we can flow, now we can follow those passions, those dreams, those things that we see for ourselves. We can trust in ourselves, and we'll continue as we move up the chakras, we'll continue to learn to trust in ourselves, trust in the universe, and surrender to what is in a powerful, self-respecting way. Welcome everyone to the sacral plexus chakra flow. So I'm going to invite you all to start in child's pose or balasana, and we'll do a wide leg child's pose to really open up the sacral plexus chakra. So what that looks like is you're going to take your knees wide on the mat, and then you'll place your big toes together and arms will stretch out on the mat. So you're going to get a nice stretch here on the inner thighs, and a nice kind of like a hip glute stretch as well. All right, Balasana or child's pose can be uncomfortable sometimes. If you would like to roll up the edges of your mat and place your knees on top of that for more knee support, or have a blanket under your knees, that is also a great option here. Another great option are some blocks under your torso to support your torso here, just like this, and one under your head. Or you can take a large bolster under your torso as well. So let's shift into Balasana. And here in Balasana, just start to notice your breath. Noticing the rise and fall of your body. Noticing the gift that the breath is giving you, the life energy that it's providing for you. Feel the earth below you. Really just drop into this place. Just let gravity do its thing. Know you are supported, you are grounded, and you are loved. And start to cultivate your Ujjayi breath as we come up into a tabletop position, and we'll roll through a few cat-cows here. So wrists under elbows, under shoulders, everything right in line, supporting each other, knees under hips, back nice and straight. Our Uddiyana Bandha, this low muscle group here, is supporting our lumbar spine, so we keep that fired up. Breathe in on our cow pose, breathing out on our cat pose. Cultivating our Ujjayi, breathing in through the nose, pausing at the top, and back out through the nose with our audible ocean wave-like sound that we create by slightly closing off that aperture, the curve of the back of our throat. And this breath is calming and it's grounding. And it can bring us back to safety whenever we need a reminder. And stepping up into your first Adho Mukha Svanasana, or downward dog of the day. Pedaling out here, pressing into those four corners of your hands and your feet. And if your feet don't quite touch yet, that's okay. Mine never do in my first downward dog. And we're going to take a supported Vashisthasana, or side plank here. So we'll shift forward, place the left knee down, and again, feel free to roll up your mat here if that supports the knee better. And we'll open up to the side. And on an out breath, coming back to center, and we'll take this on the opposite side here. Okay, coming back to your downward dog, feeling that again. And we'll start to open up the hips early today. We'll open up that area that is the Sacral Plexus Chakra. So we'll take our right leg straight back, hips in line, and then we'll start to stack the hips one over another. Just opening up here. Feel free to do circles with the hip or ankle. Coming back to the earth, back to support. Both feet together here, lifting that left foot, hips in line, and then hips stacked. Coming back to center and flowing through Chaturanga Dandasana, so high plank to low plank. So in your Chaturanga, you can either bring your knees down, do a curve here, come up into up dog, or you can come into your Kumbhakasana, or high plank, and then slowly, with the support of your upper body and shifting your weight back into your heels, come down. Press back into your upward dog or your down dog, and walk forward into Uttanasana, or forward fold. Take some nice cleansing breaths here. Hands can be wherever, behind your back and ragdoll. Halfway lift, in breath and down, let it go. All the way up to Tadasana. Out breath, Katyasana, side stretch to one side. Tadasana, rise to the center, and Katyasana. And Samasthiti, come to your mat here, and we'll use one of our blocks as we shift into some standing postures early on in this series. Some standing, beautiful hip opening postures. So we'll come into Vriksasana, or tree pose. You might not think of Vriksasana or tree as a hip opener, but it really is. That's actually what it's doing, is opening up the hip. It's releasing any tension, any stress, you know, the thoughts, the low vibration energies that are no longer serving you. It's helping you do that and stand in integrity. Focus your energy into the ground. Know you're supported. Know that you're meant to be here. And that's kind of what tree pose is all about. And also knowing that nothing's perfect, right? Trees are all over, flowing all over the place, growing all over the place, trying to get their branches up to the sun. That's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. So placing your block between your feet here. I like to do this just for an option. So multiple options in Vriksasana. You can place your toes on your block here. Shifting your weight, we'll shift into the left first. Grounding down into this leg. Finding your drishti point, your focus point on the wall in front of you or whatever's in front of you. Placing your foot on the block, making this nice opening here in this hip flexor. You can also place your foot on your calf. Arms can be wherever serves you best. You can place your foot on your upper thigh. Woo, that's a nice stretch. Or you can place it, oh, here we go. You can place it right here. Woo. So whatever serves you best today. If you fall out, come right back in. If you fall out, that's beautiful. That's absolutely beautiful. That means you're a human being and you are subject to gravity and you're just finding your balance. You're finding your center. You're learning. Keep trusting yourself. Keep loving yourself. Let's take this to the opposite side. So let's shift our weight into our right leg. Let's really ground down into the earth. Feel our support coming from below. And we're yielding. So rooted here, root to rise. And then from our torso up, we're rising into the sky, into the heavens. So we're supported from below and above. Beautiful. So I'll place my foot on the block for this one. Hands at heart center, or wherever they serve you best. Beautiful, amazing. Let's shift into some more standing postures while we're here. So I will remove my block. One of my favorites, Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Say that 5 times fast. Okay, so let's shift into this one. Options here. First, we'll start with the left leg grounded. So ground down. An option is to keep the right leg bent just in front of you and hold the knee. And this is a hip opener, so we'll open at the knee here. And sometimes I feel I can almost get a better opening here just like this. So that's an option. Another option in Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana is to hold with your peace fingers your great toe, or you can hold the base of your foot here and open out and then open up just like this. And you'll be grounding your energy into this toe as well as this foot. Beautiful. Bringing that back down. Shaking it out, shaking it out. Coming back to your center. All right, next we'll shift into this pose but revolved. So we'll actually, it's a nice side body stretch. So your IT band, all of this on the side of your hip here. And it's a nice little heart opener as well. So I'll stand this way so you'll be able to see me. So I'm going to again shift my weight into my left leg. So shifting into the left leg here, lifting up, and with the opposite hand, I will hold on to my right toes, and we're opening up here. And my drishti point is to the lateral side of me, to the right side. Beautiful. You did it! Amazing. Coming back to center. Thanking yourself for showing up for you today, for taking the time to open up your sacral plexus chakra, all the emotion that's held in there, taking time to release that. And the Latin roots for the word emotion is literally to move out. So that is what we are doing today. We are moving out old energy, stagnant energy, energy that's no longer serving us. That's what we're doing today. And we're making space for love, compassion, acceptance, all of those good things. Growth, abundance, the list goes on. All right, so we'll shift our weight into our right foot. Ground down into that right foot. Keep some water in those joints, right? The sacral plexus chakra is about water. It's about flowing. It's about fluidity. It's about, growth and nurturing. So keep some water in these joints. We can open at the hip or at the toes here for Utthita Hasta, Padangusthasana. Keep focus on that drishti point. If you fall out, you're amazing. Come back in. You can do it. Hold space and grace for yourself. Come back to that Ujjayi breath. Beautiful. Come back down to the earth, and we'll take this into the revolve version. You can stay in your same position. For your sake, I will turn. All right, so focus down that energy into the right leg here, into the right leg, whichever one you didn't do. Opposite hand will hold the left. Find that drishti and then shift it towards your left side. Woo! Beautiful. Hold that for as long as it serves you. And then when you're ready, release back down to the earth. And let's flow through our Chaturanga Dandasana here. And walk to the top edge of your mat in Uttanasana. Halfway lift and down on an out breath. And on an in breath, come up to Utkatasana or chair. One breath in and down, Uttanasana fold. Halfway lift on an in breath and step back for your Chaturanga. Beautiful. Stepping that right leg forward. We'll come into Anjayanasana on this side, really opening up this hip flexor here on the left and the groin muscles here on the right. Arms can be wherever. And I do like to note in Anjayanasana, an option is to roll up your mat here to support the back knee. You can also use a blanket under the back knee. Another option here is you can lift Anjayanasana up into a low lunge pose here. However, when you do this, make sure to keep this at a 90 degrees and make sure the knee doesn't go in front of the calf so as to not compromise your knee. Stepping back, flowing through your Chaturanga. Stepping with the opposite foot, Anjayanasana on this side. Remember, you have those beautiful options to take here to support your knees. Stepping up into Uttanasana. Halfway lift and fall Uttanasana. Let it all go. Let the thoughts fall out of the top of your head. That's my dog. Should we let him in? Maybe. Let's see. Come here, bud. You want to come in? Okay. Okay. All right, Kodiak's going to make a guest appearance today. Hi, bud. All right, so now we're here. Coming up, we'll stand in. Oh, hello. Hello. Mwah, I love you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right. So standing, we'll come back up, stand in our Tadasana, Samasthiti here. Our mountain. He's so funny. Coming into another standing series, we'll shift into dancer pose or Natarajasana. So here, you can shift that grounding energy, that safety, that support into that left foot and come back almost as if you're going to do a quadricep stretch here. Hold on with your right hand to your right foot. Come into, oh, I'm a little close here. Come into dancer pose. Drishti shifts slowly down. A block is nice here, if you so choose. We'll come into Ardha Chandrasana or half moon. Open this up. Oh, feel that nice hip stretch. Drishti shifts. Feel free to open this up. I just got really tucked into the curtain here, but open this up if that serves you. Come to a stand, and surprise, we're gonna come to Utkatta Konasana, I wanna say, goddess pose. All right, so we're in goddess, feet are facing out, we're down in a squat-like position, we're supported, we're strong. Our core, our Uddiyana Bandha is working for us, lifting us up. Arms in cactus or goddess arms, boom, you are here. And feet face the front and fold into Prasarita Padottanasana or wide leg forward fold. Beautiful. And we'll revolve this. Right hand down in the center. A nice thing here is to take a block to bring the earth closer to you. And on your out breath, opening this up. Taking a breath here. Shifting back to the center, taking your breath. Opposite hand down. On your out breath, turning to the side. And back down to center. Beautiful. And turning this around to the front here, we'll actually move into lizard pose. So what you want is this knife side edge to the lateral aspect of I move this way, so it's going to be my left foot first, but you can do either foot first. Actually on its side, like this, so it's lifted. Bring this back leg down, almost as if you were in Anjaneyasana. So again, feel free to fold the mat up here for knee support. And then you're just going to get this extra wide hip opening pose here. Another nice thing that I like here is to have blocks for my head, because my hips don't go all the way down. So just bringing a block in front to support. Beautiful. Slowly and safely rising here, bringing this leg back and flowing through your chaturanga. Stepping back to downward dog, beautiful. And bringing your feet up to meet your hands, Uttanasana. Halfway lift, Ardha, down. All the way up, mountain pose, Samasthiti. Beautiful, we'll come into dancer on the opposite side. So hopefully you remembered which side it was. I think it was my right. So I'm going to ground down into my right leg now. That's my opposite side. We'll come into Natarajasana here. So grounding down, finding that safety. Picking up the left leg, going into that quadriceps pose here, quadriceps stretch. Creating balance, creating center. Nadarandjasana, shifting down. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. A block here is very nice to bring the earth close. Opening up here. Whoa, even try to balance here. Beautiful. All right, amazing. Coming back into your Prasarita Padottanasana here, let it all go. Maybe taking a stretch to the side. Stretch to the opposite side. And here, you guessed it, we're gonna come up into goddess pose one more time. Get strong, get fierce. Oh yeah, feel your inner goddess coming out. Open these hips. Let go of what's no longer serving you. And fold. And here we'll shift into lizard on the opposite side. So almost an Anjaneyasana pose on the opposite side. Bringing this knee down, again, using anything you need for support. Coming onto this lateral side of your now right foot, or whichever foot you didn't do last time. Placing our hands down here. Just staying here if this is where you land, or coming down to the earth or a block. I'm a little tighter on this side, so. Beautiful. Coming back out of this, creating safety, creating space. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we'll flow through our Chaturanga Dandasana. We'll meet up in downward dog. Beautiful. Stepping that right foot forward, we'll meet in Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1. Virabhadrasana 2, hips shift, turn laterally. Gaze can be forward or it can be, I guess, forward. If it bothers your neck to look this way, just look straight. And shift down to Parsvakonasana, side angle. A block is nice here, or using your elbow to push your leg out here. Beautiful. Cartwheel this back. Peaceful warrior, come into warrior 2 once again. I know you can do this. I know it's a lot of leg work. Root down to rise up. Feel your support. Twist this back foot forward so you're in that low lunge pose here. A block here is sometimes nice. We're going to come into Pravrita, so revolved side angle. So elbow to the opposite side or hand to a block here. And bring it down, Chaturanga Dandasana, let's go. Downward dog. And opposite leg forward for Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. Hips forward. Root down to rise up. Warrior 2. Stretch forward for Parsvakonasana or side angle. And we're gonna take this into, first we'll cartwheel back. And we're gonna do revolved. So, revolve this foot, low lunge. Right hand is gonna come to the outside aspect of the left knee here. Woo. I'm getting really revolved over here. Beautiful. Bring that down, wash that off, Chaturanga. And knees can meet the earth here. And we will come on over to a seat, and we'll come into Supta Baddha Konasana, or actually just Baddha Konasana. Supta would be laying down. So Baddha Konasana, or butterfly pose in English, right? We're creating like a little butterfly with our legs. A nice thing here, if you have a really tight groin, really tight sacral region, is taking your blocks and just coming into a supported butterfly here, just like this. Remembering to keep your spine in integrity. And if you're ready here, if you feel you want to deepen this stretch that you're getting just from sitting here, you can place a bolster in front of you. If you're really flexible, go right down if your spine is already in integrity, or you can place some blocks in front of you and fold forward. Beautiful. Coming to rise. We'll come into Janu Shashasana here. So one leg out, one leg in, just like this. We'll try to face our hips towards our outward leg. Arms up on an inhale, and exhale down towards the leg. And a nice option here is a blanket right under the knee. Beautiful. Bringing this to the opposite side. So I'm gonna bring my right foot in now, left leg out. Hips face the left. Holding on to whatever's accessible in the leg. If that's just the knee right here, then stay here. If it's just like this, stay there, definitely. If it's all the way down to the foot, definitely feel free to do that. You have the power to choose wherever you want to take this pose. There's no right or wrong, no good or bad. Let go of the judgments, of your attachments, your aversions. Let it all go. Coming up, we'll come into Upavista Konasana here. So both legs out, and again, if your legs only get to here, that's fine. That's beautiful. If your legs get all the way out in a split, which I am not going to do because it's not accessible to me right now, then that's great. You do that. You do whatever feels accessible to you. Bringing either a bolster or your blocks in front of you when your spine is in integrity, folding forward. And slowly coming to rise here, we're going to come into half pigeon or Kapaltasana. So I'm going to move in on my left first. So I'm going to rotate my back right leg here to come around. My left leg, I like to keep my thigh kind of parallel to this edge of my mat. You may have heard in some classes to keep the calf parallel to the front edge of your mat. A lot of times I find that's really inaccessible for students, and it can actually really hurt your knee. So I would say be in this pose wherever you don't have pain. You will feel a stretch, but you should not have a sharp pain where it feels like you're doing something not good in the knee. Okay, never want any pain in the knee here. So keep your leg where it feels safe. Honestly, I think that's the best advice. So coming into Kapaltasana, another thing here, if you have really tight glutes and all of this area, legs, IT bands, hamstrings, all that. So a nice thing here is you can place, if you notice that your butt cheek that is folded in the pigeon pose is popping up off the ground, place a block right underneath that, that buttocks, and then it will support you more. And then slowly fold down. I'm going to remove my block here. A nice thing too is I like to have blocks right in front so I can rest my head. And just be here, just land here, feel yourself sink into the earth. Again, it's not okay to put yourself through anything painful where your body is getting hurt.
Do not disrespect your body in that way, please, please. However, if you're feeling tension or uncomfortableness and it's not pain, then see if you can separate yourself from that tension, from that uncomfort. See if you can practice your svadhyaya, be the watcher of your mind, and know that that uncomfortableness is not you. That's just a thought that's coming up. And it's telling you, you know, there's some stuff there. There's some discomfort there. And, you know, get curious. See what's there. See what's there. See what doesn't need to be there anymore. Get curious. See if you can get deeper into this pose. And see what comes up. See what's wanting to be seen and acknowledged. And then be released. And swinging this leg around, we'll take this into double pigeon here. So keeping your front leg just as it was, and then placing your other leg, so it's going to be my right leg right on top, so kind of in this crisscross pose. You're going to feel it right here in your IT bands. I have very tight hips, like I've said multiple times on this video, so I like to place my blocks one here and one here. You can stay just like this, or if you find it accessible, you can forward fold. Beautiful. Coming to rise. Taking whatever movements you need here. Sometimes I like a nice downward dog in between, and we'll come into Kapotasana or pigeon on the opposite side. Beautiful. And remembering you can place a block right under this buttocks. Your spine integrity here. And when you're ready, folding forward and dropping into this pose. Feel free to have a block under your head. And again, just noticing and sending acknowledgement to areas that maybe you have been avoiding, not wanting to see. And a lot of times our past is stored in the sacral plexus. And a lot of times can be stuff that's no longer serving us, limiting beliefs, old patterns. And see this opportunity as just a letting go. It's hard to let go of past identities, memories, traumas, because they become so a part of us. But just use this as a time to just practice seeing them and letting them go. Feeling that tension release from your body. Knowing that tension is not you, does not define you. Breathe it out here. Let it all go. Make space. And slowly and safely coming to a seat here. We'll come to our double pigeon on the opposite side. So bringing our left leg on top, or whatever leg you didn't do last time. Again, I like to take my blocks here for safety and support. And fold forward if it's accessible to you and that serves you today. Beautiful. Coming to a seat. All right, we can take both of our legs forward and we'll come into a seated forward fold here. So breathing up and release.
Beautiful. All right, we're gonna come into another beautiful hip opener here. So get ready for this one. Alrighty. Let me think how I want to do this. I think I'll be this way. Okay, so this is Mandukasana or frog pose. I like to fold my mat in here for knee support. It's also nice to fold your mat in plus have blankets on your knees if this pose can be hard on your knees. So both the knees out, we really want to open up the groin space. What I find really nice here is tucking a large bolster all the way under my torso and then having a block for my head. I don't have a bolster today, so I also enjoy placing a block this way on my chest and then having a block here for my head to rest on. So you want your legs out and almost like a 90-degree angle here at your torso and your leg. And then you want your feet facing out just like this. So you really get that groin opening, that opening of the sacral plexus chakra, release. All right, you want to gently fold forward. And if you're here, stay here. But if you come all the way down, if that's accessible, come all the way down, rest your body, and just be here. And we'll be here for a few breaths today. And the sacral plexus is, again, it's your creativity, it's your desires, it's your pleasure center, you know, it's like, it's your wants, your dreams, your hopes, you know. So as we release the things that no longer serve us, as we release that tension, let's make room for our creative mind, for our, you know, positive energy and love to flow into our desires and things that will, you know, that feel aligned with us and light us up, and then will in turn give so much inspiration to the people around us. So make room for that energy here. And coming to rise here. Beautiful. All right. We'll shift into some heart openers here. In between, we'll do a little surprise Navasana or boat pose. So come onto your buttocks and rise. Pulsing that Uddiyana Bandha, making sure that this is nice and fired up. And down. Okay, we're done. Alrighty. Taking one of your blocks. We'll first come into a supported Setu Bandhasana here. So supported bridge. Lifting up, placing your block on your sacrum. Bringing this down. You can stay with your supported bridge pose, or you can do a full bridge here. So just supporting yourself, shining your heart to the sky, using those glutes, firing them up, and down here. And if it serves you today, you can come into full wheel here, or Urdhva Dhanurasana, or you can come into another bridge pose here. And down. And on your next in-breath, coming into your last bridge or full wheel pose. Really feeling that opening. And safely coming down. If you're in wheel, be sure to tuck your head before coming down to the earth. And here we will come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So butterfly lying down. And again, feel free to support your butterfly with blocks under your legs. Beautiful. And we'll take a simple lying twist, a third part of our Tanasana. So we'll bring our legs together here, arms in a T. I'm a little close to my wall here, but that's okay. And the legs can go to the right, gaze can go to the left. Taking a breath here.
Knees back to center on an inhale, and on an exhale, gaze to the right and legs to the left. Getting that nice stretch along your side body here, along your IT band. And back to center here. Coming into our inversion, so we'll take Viparita Karani today, or whatever inversion serves you best. So Viparita or waterfall, block under the sacrum, let the legs float up. Let all of that hard work, all the lactic acid that you've just built up, let it all drain. Bring the energy back into the legs. Beautiful. Slowly bringing the legs down when you're ready. Coming back into your supported bridge pose. Releasing your block by lifting your hips. And slowly getting settled into your Shavasana today. Final resting pose. Thank yourself today for showing up for you, for doing the hard and sometimes scary work of releasing things that we may have buried in our subconscious, or in this case, stored in our sacral plexus. Thank yourself for acknowledging those things, for sending them love and awareness. You are so strong. You are supported. You are loved. Stay in your Shavasana for as long as you like. For the sake of this video, I am going to end my Shavasana now. And I will leave you with the final closing, traditional closing of a yoga hatha class. The light in me sees and honors the light in all of you. Namaste. Thank you for coming to class. See you next time.